chill. Belief breaker, the track is invented math. Before we stack more tactics, we need to kill the belief that keeps reloading the dread. The track. The idea that there's one shared timeline with official milestones and you're failing to keep up. You didn't agree to that grading system. It was handed to you, and honestly, it's lousy math. Think about where the track came from. Parents with aversion, the age you should finish school, land a stable job, settle down. Culture with aversion, movies where life clicks by 30, articles about the 23-year-old prodigy. Your peer group had aversion too. Whoever hit something first became the benchmark. None of that is your personal contract. It's stitched averages and highlight reels turned into a ruler. Now layer brain state on top. Under stress, the amygdala primes you to hunt for threat and gaps. So you grab the ruler closest to you, social feeds, LinkedIn, family comparisons, and start measuring. But you're comparing your unedited footage to someone else's edited moments. You don't have their context, debt, health, trade-offs, luck, support, failures they didn't post. You've built a courtroom where the key witness is a cropped photo with a caption, and you're sentencing yourself off that. Of course, the verdict is behind. The evidence was rigged. The thing most people miss is how confirmation bias glues this together. Once "I'm behind" is loaded, your brain runs a targeted search. It tags a messy kitchen as proof, an unanswered email as proof, a quiet birthday as proof. Meanwhile, it ignores the small wins that actually change your trajectory. The honest conversation, the boundary you held, the Tuesday you showed up anyway. Data exists, verdicts erase it. Let me show you a better metric. Replace the track with compound proof. Not, am I at mile marker 12 by 29? But did I create and bank one visible win today that aligns with what matters to me? That's it. Proof stacks like interest. It's not flashy, it's Tuesday choices that don't look like much, until 30 of them shift your baseline. Your nervous system trusts what you repeat, not what you promise. You might be thinking, but isn't some track useful? Don't goals need dates? Sure, for logistics. But the moral layer, worth tied to pace, is the trap. Use dates to stage resources. Don't use dates to grade yourself as a person. When you fuse identity to external milestones, Sunday becomes an identity audit. That's why it stings. You're not late, you're using a tool as a mirror. Here's a reframe that clicks. Progress is stateful, not linear. From a regulated state, you can see the next right move and make it. From a threat state, you time travel and catastrophize. So the only useful question on Sunday night is, where should I be by now? It's what one move proves I'm moving? That's MVM. That's the opposite of the track. One certain end beats 10 imagined milestones every time. Quick micro story. A client kept saying, everyone my age is a senior something. We unpacked the sample size, 3 people on LinkedIn. We listed trade-offs they didn't see, relocation, 70-hour weeks, roles that didn't match his values. Then we switched rulers. No more title by X, new metric, nightly proof. He ran an MVM streak, logged receipts, and in 90 days shipped 2 portfolio pieces. Same person, better math, calmer Sundays. If you remember nothing else here, remember this: the track is invented math. You can put it down. Replace it with compound proof from small, consistent choices you actually control. That moves you out of courtroom mode and into lab mode: test, observe, adjust. Anxiety hates that because it can't declare a final verdict. Good. No verdict, just data you can use. And once you stop grading yourself against a timeline you didn't write, the 9-minute reset stops feeling like a band-aid and starts feeling like a steering wheel. You don't need to catch up. You need to keep moving in a way your brain can see. Sunday rewire in 14 days. Let me walk you through a real 14-day rewire so you can